We're leaving Venice now, but only for the weekend. We should be back here on Monday evening. It should be nice to have a couple of days in the real world.
Porto Marghera, Venezia Mestre, Mogliano Veneto, Preganziol, Treviso Centrale e arriverà a Treviso Centrale alle ore 9:13. Trenitalia vi augura buon viaggio.
Thank you. We caught the train at Santa Lucia station and we're making our way along the bridge that connects Venice to the mainland. I wonder what it's like travelling on those double-decker trains. I'd love to have a go. During the 13th and 14th centuries, Venice faced a life and death struggle with Genoa for the control of the sea trades. It also faced threats of takeover from other city-states as far away as Milan. Our first destination on this trip is Treviso, which is only 30 kilometers away, and we're soon there. This is a memorial to soldiers who have died in all the wars. To strengthen its position, Venice had decided that it needed an hinterland, and Treviso became part of the Venetian Republic in 1389. We come here first to San Stefano, but then just round the corner, the Duomo. It was so nice to be able to go in there and not be told that I must not use this instrument of the devil, the camera. I slowly began to feel welcomed and not just another tourist to be ripped off. A very nice young lady had time to explain to me in English where Titian's painting was. In the retro choir, the tomb of Pope Alexander VIII. Carving by Giovanni Bonazza. Most of the other carvings are by the three Lombardos, Pietro and his sons Antonio and Tullio, who we met previously at Miricoli, of course. As to that painting of the Annunciation done by Titian, which we'll come to shortly, the man who supplied the money insisted on being painted into it and is hiding behind one of the pillars. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to see here. Frescoes mainly by Giovanni Antonio Pordenone. Other sculptures and reliefs by Paris Bordoni and Lorenzo Bregno. I especially liked this one where at the bottom right the little rabbit is eavesdropping. Underneath the choir there is a crypt from the original 12th century church and fragmentary mosaics. Here is the other portrait lion. Obviously never seen a lion unless it's badly bored. And the baptistry. People. So I think I'm now on to what remains of the walls at this point. And another view of where we were a moment ago. And here's another stream or canal and a bit more wall. So let's make our way back to the centre down these colonnaded streets. Treviso has been called Little Venice, and I suppose there are some little similarities, though these seem to be fast-flowing streams rather than lagoon canals. And there's Green Bus. We shall come shortly to Piazza dei Signori, which is the real centre, and it reminds me more of Florence than Venice here. I was very saddened to learn, and it's very difficult to believe, that half of this town was destroyed in an air raid in 1944. It's very difficult to imagine why at this point in time. The Italians were out of the war, the Germans were in retreat and secretly negotiating for surrender. I enjoyed my brief visit to this very pleasant little town, and in spite of the foregoing, met the usual courtesy and friendliness in all the contacts I made there. In earlier days, Treviso had been a defensive town for the Venetian Republic. It was a walled town and considered unassailable. There are only 3 gates in the city walls. But past another little canal, we're now making our way back to the railway station to catch a train to Udine. And another look at the city walls here, this time provided with a natural moat from one of the streams. Right, and now on the 12:49 for Udine. I'm on the top deck of one of these double-decker trains. Yes, I finally got my ride on the top deck of one of these double-decker trains. And will the train leave on time? Well, the answer is yes. Now,
Siamo in arrivo a Lancenigo.
thank you. Now, as you can see, all seats are equipped with this modern technology. Not sure what it is, but it looks very interesting. I would, however, like to be able to switch off the blast of Arctic air that's coming through those grooves there. And while we're looking at the ticket, I don't know what's happened to the half price for over 65, but even so, 160 kilometres, what, £5? Not really. Some interesting cloud formations over there. Not sure whether they're the Dolomites or what. Apparently this is a very fertile area. Probably rain queuing up to fall on Udine. Now this here tells us that the next stop is Pianzano. We arrived there at 13:21 and we're no minutes late. The speed there is picking up, it gets to 100 and odd eventually. It's 22 degrees inside and 18 outside.